6 years ago, my life completely fell apart, inside a small apartment in Memphis, a place where I once believed family love would never change. My name is Meredith Foster. I'm 25 now. A woman who learned how to stand back up after the most painful fall of her life. Back then, I was just a young dreamer, but everything shattered the moment my parents decided to kick me out. To please my sister, simply because she couldn't stand the sight of my face. "You're making her uncomfortable every day," they said coldly, as they handed me a suitcase, and my sister's words still echo in my mind. "I don't want her here." Those words felt like a knife, cutting through everything I believed about family. I left with nothing but a few clothes and a burning determination to prove they were wrong for abandoning me. Time passed, and everything changed. Today, I live in Portland, Oregon, and I'm the owner of a $7.5 million mansion, the result of years of hard work, sleepless nights, and relentless determination. But then, out of nowhere, my parents called, not to apologize, not to make amends. No, they wanted something. They'd heard about the mansion, and suddenly, I was worth their attention again. In every word they spoke, I could feel my sister's presence, her jealousy, her selfishness. Still pulling the strings. Now they say they're coming to Portland, hoping to get a piece of what I built with my own hands. But what they don't realize is this: I am no longer the weak girl they once threw away. Before we continue, comment below with the time and place you're watching this from. I truly want to see how far my story has reached. Growing up in Memphis, our family seemed tight-knit to outsiders. But inside our small apartment, I always lived in my sister's shadow. In my early 20s, I watched her shine, her sharp wit, her striking looks winning everyone over. Neighbors, teachers, even family friends adored her. She could do no wrong while I scrambled to keep up. At first, I didn't mind. I looked up to her, hoping one day we'd be equals. But that day never came. She rushed into a marriage that fell apart in less than 5 months. She came back home, suitcase slamming on the floor like a declaration of defeat. The air changed. She wasn't the same girl who'd left for her honeymoon with stars in her eyes. She was bitter and angry. Suddenly, everything I did annoyed her. My laugh, my dishes in the sink, even the way I walked. "You're always in the way," she'd snap. At first, I thought she just needed time to heal, but it didn't stop. She whispered to our parents, turning them against me one conversation at a time. Then, one night, she said it out loud, at the dinner table. "Why does she have to be here all the time?" I froze. I looked to my mom and dad for support, but their silence stung worse than her words. They nodded along, eyes avoiding mine, as if I'd become invisible. It only got worse. Tracy, that's my sister, began pushing for me to leave. She told them I made her uncomfortable. And one night, I overheard my parents agreeing. When my dad handed me a suitcase and said, "You need to leave," I felt my world collapse. No discussion, no goodbye, just pain. I walked out with nothing but a backpack and the will to survive. Those first few days were brutal. I crashed on my best friend Heather's couch, crying through sleepless nights. Heather looked me in the eye and said, "You're stronger than this, Meredith. They don't get to define you." Her words saved me. Soon after, I moved to Chattanooga to live with my Uncle Kenneth, the one person who believed in me. He gave me a key and said, "This is your fresh start." And it was. I went back to school, studied computer science, and built something out of nothing. I poured everything into a new app idea, better, smarter, and more powerful than the one Tracy had stolen. Years passed, and that app changed everything. From long nights coding to finally launching my own company, I turned my pain into success. And when the money came in, when I bought that mansion in Portland, I realized I didn't just rebuild my life, I rewrote it. Then came the call. My mom's voice, soft and fake. "We heard about your mansion. Family should share everything." Share after everything they did? I told her no. Calmly. Firmly. The next day, my dad emailed me. "We're coming to Portland. We need to discuss this in person." I knew what was coming. And this time, I was ready. When they arrived, Kenneth stood beside me. My parents walked in like they owned the place. Tracy followed, her chin high, eyes scanning every inch of my home. My mom smiled and said, "You owe us. We raised you." I took a step forward. "You gave me nothing but a suitcase and a deadline," I said. "This is mine." Then I looked at Tracy. "You stole my app idea. You lied about me, and they believed you." Her smirk vanished. I showed them proof, screenshots, messages, everything. Their silence said it all. Kenneth spoke up, his voice firm. "You've got no right to be here." "She built this life without you," Tracy shouted. "You're being dramatic." But I cut her off. "You're not my family anymore. Get out." Days later, my Aunt Cheryl exposed the truth to everyone in Memphis. Tracy's lies, my parents' betrayal, the screenshots, the proof, everything. And just like that, the masks fell. Relatives turned their backs on them. Friends stopped calling. Tracy's lies finally caught up to her. I didn't celebrate. I just felt free. Now I live in peace. My company is thriving. My team feels like family. And the people who once broke me, they're just part of my past. Family isn't defined by blood. It's defined by loyalty, by love, and by who stands beside you when everything falls apart. So to everyone listening, if you've ever been betrayed, abandoned, or doubted, remember this: you can rise above it. You can build something beautiful from nothing, because your worth isn't determined by who left. It's defined by who you choose to become.